Hey everybody, welcome back to Karandrin Role Playing. My name is Kevin Manus Pennings, also known as Cracked Volunteer, and I will be your host and game master tonight for episode 72 of Brise's Tale. And as always, my good buddy Max is here to play Brise. Max, say hello to the lovely people.
Good evening, everybody. Kevin, I have to say that was one of your better scat.
Thank you.
Attempts. It's a pretty low bar too. So
always got to take the shit. So welcome back, everybody. Hopefully you're crazy excited about this episode. I certainly am. Why don't you give us a bit of a recap, Max?
Well, I will try a bit. So we, I guess it actually wasn't a ton that happened, but it was just a lot of important things. So I've been in bed, injured because of a wound I got while exploring an area called the Four Wells, and need a lot of bed rest, possibly surgery. However, at the same time, we have a plan in action, a plan ready to be executed to try and free Kralum, the demon trapped above the volcano prison, or in a volcano prison, to try to free him, which would solve a lot of problems. It would send him back to his world, as we know, and also take away the evil sorceress Verilag's major source of power that fuels her magical energy. And so here I am resting, and we're waiting for this to happen. And so, Kralum visits right in rodent form in my bedside, and I kind of slip that we're doing the plan, or I thought it was a good idea to tell him that we're going to try this soon, instead of going with his plan, which he has a plan he hasn't told me about yet. And then I wake up and find that I've been kidnapped by Kralum, because he is going to ensure that his plan goes first, basically, and keep me down here for 4 days until the potion that him and his assistant, or whoever he's gotten to work with him, have brewed this huge 60-gallon potion, which is supposed to shrink him and allow him to escape the prison. So I very foolhardily, or maybe bravely, or both, said that he's going to release me, else I'm going to summon Verilag through a mental connection. And we all know if Verilag finds that Kralum has been interfering, or has a outlet outside the prison, she's going to crack down on that and kind of ruin everything he's tried to progress towards.
Right. So you were kidnapped, by Kralum, and but though we feel that you're still at Lady Miagral's keep somewhere, just based on the stonework and the feel of this tiny room that you're tied up in. So yeah, you.
I feel like I just need to walk outside, and there'll be people I can.
Right.
We already know people are looking for me. The search is on.
Right. So, as Kralum has argued, we can't just have you walk out and be discovered, and and
I say, why not? Because
you are
hostage.
Right. You are not going to be, you're not going to be held captive. You just decided that this is going to have to be the end of it. So
this is session 72, right?
I hope so.
Code 72, whatever you want to call it.
That's what I Yeah, that's what I have up on the title. So
That's what I have too. So.
good. That's the only way. We're a double check on each other's sanity. Although I guess I'm somewhat of a stress on yours as well. So yeah. So you.
Yeah. So we left off saying whether I, whether I make the decision to just get out of here or, do wait, the rest of the time voluntarily. But I've decided I need to get out of there. We need to execute the plan for Plesh and Falrenar put together, the original plan. So, um, I just look Crowlem in the eyes and say, I will not fall on these stairs, and I will not, hurt myself getting out of here. God's willing, I will be able to escort myself out.
And it's either let me go now,
right,
or you'll use all your will to summon Theralag.
Right. Yeah, and Crowlem was making the argument that I'll trip and break my arm and lose permanent use of that. Yeah. So I will not be persuaded.
He crawls up to his little rat-like form, his rat form. He crawls up to your knees, stands up like on his hind legs, and is like staring into you with his tiny, beady eyes. And there comes to you that vision of his massive form, suspended by giant chains over the maw of the volcano. And
Quinn, I left my bolas in the other room. Sorry. I don't know. You said I don't know about what exactly. There's a delay, if you all don't know. So you'll have to clarify what you want us to clarify.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, the more specific your question, the better it helps us.
Donate money to answer even more. We'll be more specific.
That's right.
We'll answer anything.
He says, "Why would you wish to make an enemy of me?" And then turns and begins biting through the ropes at your feet.
I don't think we were ever friends, buddy.
That's different than being enemies, although I think you
suppose we were tepid allies.
Tepid. So after a few moments, he bites through the ropes at your feet.
Okay.
He goes to your hands and finally severs those. He tells you the door is barred, and he's going to have to work to get that out, to slide that bar out in the form that he presently has. He squeezes underneath the door. You sort of stand and as gingerly as you can roll for me.
Yeah. 3.
Roll to catch yourself from falling.
Oh, no way. Come on. 4.
Um,
The first rolls, I just stood up.
you take a tumble and spin to land on your good shoulder. Still jostles you considerably. There's definitely a sense that you've been drugged.
Yeah.
And so, no doubt it wasn't just your injury that makes you unsteady.
Now, do I have any spells for helping against that?
I
Oh,
don't
maybe I had something. No. Or any herbs, to make me more alert. I don't think so.
need some guatemala.
Yeah, I do. Need some coffee and that. Okay.
So you hear him work the bar free after several moments. You hear it clatter to the floor. You rise more slowly this time. He wasn't kidding about you being unsteady, but as you said, this is your you still prefer to be discovered that stayed out here for 4 days or 5 days. What are you? I want it to be in your mind at least. It certainly is going to be in Brise's mind, therefore it needs to be in your mind. You need to decide, given Kralum's the risks he's willing to take, what does it mean for the urgency of you going on the
I think it means we need to go as soon as possible, and that was my, intention. Is this is definitely not. This can't, wait surgery. For surgery, we have to go now.
right?
So,
So you try the door, it swings open.
Okay.
Kralum watches you with much. There's there's very little effort for him now to shield his sense of anger at you. I mean, just you're like, even as a little rat just standing there, he just radiates menace now.
Yeah. He's definitely not praying for me to be.
Exactly.
More reasons than one.
He wants to take a moment and speak to you about Jesus Christ and
Jesus Christ, the enemy.
Exactly. Not just of trials, but so he says, he says, you see, you come into a little dead end, little landing. There's stairs to your left. There's doors, a door across from you and a door over here. There seems to be just some forgotten little level. He tells you, you're 2 floors down. In a little used part of the keep. He tells you take the go to the to where the stairs just end, 2 flights up, and open that door, and then you'll and then walk straight down the hall you'll find yourself in, and you'll find yourself outside.
Have we established where Nalani is yet?
No.
So if she's not here, I'll ask him. Where's my?
You should just be able to. You should be able to just concentrate. And
oh yeah, good point.
Yeah. Yeah, she's just sitting on the headboard in the healing ward. You have her, just sort of scan the room.
Right.
You see Plesh is walking out with a little more determination than his withered body usually has.
It's funny, they must know that I'm nearby because my familiar is there. Or I guess it could have broken the connection. I don't know. Right. It's interesting.
There's an open window if you wish her to fly through, but you know that she really shouldn't be caught unaccompanied.
No, let's keep her there. Yeah.
Although I guess you could have her go perch at the window and look out, but that's totally up to you.
No, yeah, we'll just keep her where she is.
Okay. All right, roll to make it up the stairs. You are definitely.
Hold on. Can I not speak through her? How does it work? And I can see through her, right?
You can see through her, but you can't speak through her now. You can.
And I do have like a speak with animals, but that's not
right.
I need to like see her to cast it, and then I'm talking to her, not
right.
Actually. Okay.
You'll be able to understand her language to the extent that she has language, and she will be able to completely understand you, although she understands you just fine with the familial link.
Yeah, I was going to say it'd be really effective for her to tell me where I am. Go get some help. But okay, so yeah, I'll just start going up these stairs then, very very carefully. Yeah, I looked through my potions. I have a Betabel is an herb that increases alertness plus 10 to perception, but I'm assuming that's not really the alertness like I need. Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't have it on you.
Oh, true. Of course, they took me.
Yeah, they're not going to haul you
looking through my items. Yeah.
Right.
And spells. Okay. Well, just be careful.
All right. Roll it up. Going up one flight of stairs.
Roll for each step on the hundreds of stairs. There's 71.
All right. First flight is done.
Okay. And any indication where I am, just out of curiosity, taking in my
No. You do hear motion upstairs. There's a hall that just goes off from here, and you can see a couple of other hallways coming off of it. This might be servants' quarters or something like that. But as everybody's up and about, no one's really around.
Right.
All right, roll for the last of the stairs.
It's 49.
Difficult and slow and painful, but you make it up there. There's a door here, and you open it. Crazy. You can hear motion in some of the rooms, but there's no one visible. And then you're sort of at an intersection of two hallways. One runs down the middle of this building, and the other one goes forward to a door.
I'm just going to move towards the movement.
Okay.
Yeah.
You could just call out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let me do that. I'm over here. Hello.
What do you want to say? And assuming goblin, right?
Yeah, goblin. Just say, I'm here. This way, or this is Brise. Be specific. Might as well.
A female goblin comes out. She's got 3 kids with her, literally hanging on to her apron strings. They're very young. She is older. She's probably assigned to take care of some of the servants' children. She looks very confused and looks at your bound arm. He says, "You're the human girl, the visitor, the wizard's friend. What are you doing here?"
I need to get back to the healing ward. I'm lost. I'm gonna act kind of confused, I'm broke.
Sure.
So just like with the healing ward, I need to get back. I don't know. What time is it?
She's sort of peels the kids off of her and scoots them into the room and says, "Stay out of the fire," and then shuts the door. And she says, "Come with me, my lovely. Come with me." And she sort of, gets on underneath your arm and helps support you. And you guys walk to the door that was straight ahead of you. She opens the door at the outside. You're looking. You're obviously looking to the very back of the keep. The mountain is, you can almost touch it. To your right and right above you is the silo that contains the grain and that sort of thing. And so, you're literally, this is just a narrow passageway, that leads to this building and, to the mountain itself. You can hear people in whatever nearby courtyard there is. She calls out a name a couple of times, Calneth, and a guard shows up and looks confused and says, "Mother, what are you doing with her?" And she says, "Don't ask questions. The poor thing is dazed, must have wandered in the night. Take her now. I've got to get back to the kids." And
Let's have hysteria.
So Calneth, supports you. Takes his mother's place, and as the mother turns to go, you feel a pat on your back, and you're in good hands now. You're in good hands now, and off she goes. So not a big panic anywhere.
Yeah, good.
Turn around, but he swings around into a small courtyard, maybe 20 feet across, 30 feet across. And so clearly people know that there is a search on, but there's not everybody's involved. People are still at their posts.
Right.
And so, the cry just carries forward. She's here, she's found, she's here, she's found, One of the healers that you recognize from the ward sort of meets you guys halfway through the keep as Calneth is supporting you. Takes over from Calneth, and you're reading Quinn's remark.
Also, a few reassuring stabs. Are those knife stabs or stabbing with certain other organs?
They're verbal stabs. They're verbal jabs. They're goblins.
Oh.
That's right. My wound is scarred. So they take over. The story is past before you can even open your mouth. She must have wandered at some point, and
that's nice. Okay.
And but the healer is no slouch, and says, "Past all your guards, a wounded woman with a distinctive face." just wandered past all your fellow guards?
Very stealthy sleepwalker.
Exactly. It's one of the.
I'm wearing my I stealth in my sleep.
You have. That's why you got those plus 50 stalking slippers.
Right. Exactly.
You know.
Talk about a magic guide, a book never written, that kind of format of joke. A magic item never made.
That's right. That's right.
Stealth slippers.
It's the one slipper to rule them all. When you put it on, turns you invisible. Calendar shrugs at the idea. It's obviously he's there for a job. You know what I mean? And he's not in trouble.
Okay.
I'm not here to solve the mystery of the missing girl and figure out how she did all this. So you are, you're helped all the way back. So
how am I feeling now that I've been up and about a bit? Still pretty groggy, or
you're more alert. Definitely, you feel like you've slept. You feel like, I guess, you feel a little tired, but you're no longer. You don't feel woozy. And
what time of day is it?
Early morning still. I mean, past dawn's a couple hours. Plush appears at the entrance of the side entrance of the keep that you're going to be using, of the main keep. And he looks at you, with some concern and but glances at the healer and says, I'll come by and see how you are later.
Yes, I would like that very much.
So you make it back to bed. They lay you down. They ask if you remember anything. The healers ask if you remember anything.
I don't know. I had a dream. I was walking the keep, but I don't remember anything else. A 60-gallon potion. I was drinking a 60-gallon potion. I had to go to the bathroom. Just don't tell them anything.
Sure.
What happened? I still also want Crowlam's plan to, be a backup just in case.
I mean, yeah, there's no reason to stop it.
Right.
And he may yet be proven right. That.
Right.
This one, I mean, but still, you've had to,
I'm playing my character. Brise is not one to be that done to be.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're not, and you've certainly come to an understanding that you can't be passive in your own fate,
right?
Because you've grown to understand that you have a responsibility to take charge of things that you've caused and set into motion, and while they're, the wise have certainly helped you out, it is still your life and ultimately comes down to you.
Right.
So they ask if you're hurting anywhere. You tell them, no worse than usual. They check the shoulder. They say it's less fevered than it was. Eventually you're brought breakfast. Plush shows up at the doorway and just kind of makes himself present, and is obviously looking for an opportunity.
There's a point I can usher the healers out and talk to Plush alone.
Some of the guards get chewed out.
Talk to me mentally if he wants to.
with people asking you questions and bringing you stuff in and so on, he's apparently not choosing. He's apparently waiting to act. So they're, they leave you with the meal, and Plush just sort of shuffles in, just very unassumedly, takes a
Everyone
seat.
asked for a reminder about my injury. It was in exploring the four wells, the area, the valley north of here, with these four huge towers. Definitely some evidence of necromancy, and some lingering traces of that. There was this giant undead amalgamation that ended up. It was disguised as the cave wall, and I ended up stepping right into its jaw and eating me. I was able to, fight it from the inside out, but it definitely did a number on my shoulder. The bones like crushing down on my shoulder.
Yeah, her arm is unusable
Right.
until it can get mended.
It will need surgery. Yeah, it's been said. Rest.
Fine. I'm going to put Plush's information up since he's present here. Wish I could do a sort feature on this. So Plush sits down. He deliberately sits such that he can watch the doorway while you guys talk. He says, you clearly had an interesting evening.
Yes. I will tell him that I think we need to go ahead with the plan as soon as possible. Because, and I'll explain everything that happened, what I recall waking up and Crowlam's plan as well.
There must have been some attempt, some preparation that they took for some other reason. Because as soon as I heard you were missing, I found a quiet corner and I cast detection magic to find you and had no success, which means that they have prepared where they kept you from detection magics. They've protected it against that.
I said it was on the edge of the keep, if that has anything to do with it.
Oh, my
defenses
powers extend well beyond that. According to my magics, you were nowhere present here on the boundaries of the walls. Which means that they had a room shielded well in advance. And maybe that is simply to protect this potion that they have, although by your description, it sounds like no easy feat to move a 60-gallon potion down 2 flights of stairs. Maybe it was simply a precaution in case Kralum was discovered. It was a place he could retreat to. Very interesting. Well,
I asked for his opinion on that plan. It's like, does that even? I mean, I understand the research, the effects on potions of demon lords is probably not well understood, but surely there's a huge risk of that not working correctly. It's the same as ours, though.
Who knows what arts a demon lord possesses? Certainly his knowledge is still intact, and certainly he wouldn't risk his own safety. I have to assume that it at least has some chance of working, at least enough of a chance for him to risk whatever bad consequences might happen. but I would be lying to say that my knowledge of potions anywhere near approaches that of a demon lord, or even of the assistant potion master here.
Right.
Well, that leaves then the question of, are you coming with us to the prison?
Yes, I feel like I need to be there. Whether I'm fit to be there, I'm not sure. I think I just have to try it anyhow. Um, I mean, I'm not expected to really do much, but observe like if I want, right? So I don't see why I couldn't just teleport there and
Well, it does mean
yeah, I joke I won't be of much use, obviously, but I don't think you need my help.
the journey down the mountain road to get beyond the teleport
Oh,
defenses is going to be
that's right.
painful for you.
Mm,
And a spill from a horse will not be ideal, but we can proceed carefully if it's that important for you to be there. But once we get beyond the defenses of the keep, we can tie up the horse and teleport, put you in a place in the wagons, and then it's just the ride. We have to. Well, it's all right. We teleport to the edge of town where the wagons are, then we
right.
teleport.
I see.
So it would just be that ride there and the ride back. But you're right that Crowlum is certainly um, intent on getting his way.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah,
so
I feel. I mean, I don't know if we have to how we want to do this. Breeze. I feel like Breeze would like want to be there despite the pain. But I don't know if I don't really have any like what's the word in my personality sheet like pain tolerance or how much I guess it would be comfort, right? How much I value comfort, and that would kind of
that's a possibility. And here's here is a where the character sheet doesn't speak. It either means that you rolled just sort of average for it, and we don't,
yeah
therefore it's not noteworthy, or we let you fill that space. We let you have, you
yeah
know, um, and so I mean, if you feel like it's important to your character, you think she would want to be there to see this thing through, then I don't think there's anything wrong with you saying, she's going to risk injury. It's more important to her character to sort of feel like she's seeing it through than, you know. So
And
what's your
I think that is the case. Yeah, I don't have much to guide that decision, but I feel like that is the case. Just playing Greece over the years, it seems
no?
like
And that's sort of certainly certainly I want my players to grow into ownership of the
right.
character. you know i I don't mind at all saddling them with detriment because that is my job. And players only seek advantage, they don't seek disadvantage.
Right.
but
Oh
but
damn! It says here on the character sheet that if I'm going to free a demon lord and I'm injured, then I'm going to stay.
that's very specific. The things I roll for in this game are very specific. you know um,
But yeah, so no, I tell him that I will come along and I'll try not to complain about the pain. Sure,
all right.
I need to see it through.
He says, um, finish your breakfasts and have no conversations with rats. Um, I am going to summon Faramar, and we'll have we'll have a horse made ready for you. I guess your horse is here, right?
That's a great question. Yes. No. Yes. Did I take my horse with me to Dorgo? No, because I was teleporting all over the place. Yeah. So it would be here. He's been chilling out here for quite some time. It's hard to remember where all these animals are.
It's only two. Can I just point out? It's only two animals.
We gotta remember where Brise is too. Honestly, I'm like, where am I?
She's not an animal. She's a fox. Okay. How's that for woke? Anyway. So yeah, so he steps out. He says, "Finish your breakfast. You know, it'll take some minutes to get your horse ready and so on." You know, finds out which stable is yours, and then off he goes.
Yeah, I'll just eat breakfast and nap and wait until the time comes. It's curious to think if news of my kidnapping even spread to Aldrich or any of the other other servants, because some of them seem to be like, "You're here? What are you doing?"
Right. They're just I mean, within a keep, gossip just flies, and so there are hundreds of people you've not met, not even seen, that would kind of recognize you just by people describing.
Right.
Oh yeah, there's a striking-looking human girl. She came with those weird wizards. Remember those weird wizards? And we had to clean out that guest house, and they sort of took over that guest house for weeks, and then rumor was that one of them got killed, and that cast the whole thing under an evil light. But she's still here for some reason. It's sort of all this talk.
Right. Yeah.
And so, like the woman you met, the sort of this grandmother taking care of all the kids. She's like, she knew you by description, right? But her days are spent taking care of kids and
right. Doesn't leave that part of the keep that much even.
Right. Goes and does her shopping for her family, and that's that. So all right. Yeah.
Before we jump in, there's something about that I got to look through my goals here real quick. I think I'm meeting.
Oh, weren't you supposed to kill a goblin grandmother today?
I was. Okay. Tomorrow I'm supposed to meet the Trinitas in the afternoon.
Right.
So, okay. All right. Please proceed. Goblin grandmother murdering.
That's right. You finish your meal. A couple of the physicians come in, and they take their own look at your shoulder. They tell you if this keeps progressing as it is, then the surgery could be as soon as tomorrow.
Okay.
They pack some more herbs in there, and which does help the pain. And you're left to your own devices. Faramar comes in, doesn't approach you, but is at the entry to the ward. Gives you a wave, and then she catches one of the goblin healers, and is gestures to you, and there's an argument, and Faramar just leaves the the goblin fuming and comes towards you. Says your horse is downstairs at the door. We have guards to help you on. I'll ride the horse. I'll steer the horse, and you just.
It's going to say one-handed might not be. I'm not that good of a horse rider.
That's right. Well, I mean, they're going to go at a walking pace. You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true. You can just control.
She helps you to her feet and helps you to your feet, and
all right.
She tells you, you know, we might be stopped. These the chief healer does not care for our plan of taking you to town, which is the story we're using.
Mm-hmm.
So
if he stops us, it'd be like, "I'll summon Verilag if you don't."
That's right. Oh my God, the Verilag card. He's always playing the Verilag card.
Girl who cried Verilag.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah. You know, I'll just hopefully we'll go
unchecked.
I was about to say unmolested, but that's not a.
That's
not only is that the wrong word to use, but it's outdated. So
unchallenged, I guess.
Unchallenged, uncontested.
Can
extricate ourselves from using all these words. Go ahead, Farmer, or ignore me.
That's right. So you just led down the steps and out to that side door. A guard is holding the horse. Farmer gets on. Guard helps you up. Fraldrum and the chief wizard make it. Fraldrum and the chief healer make it out the door behind you, and Fraldrum says, "What's the meaning of this?" Gestures to the goblin and says, "Orban here has considerable concerns about you traveling."
I just say it'll be very brief, and not to worry. Something very important in town that I needed to see. Extremely important wink.
Faramar says, we go to straighten out a comrade's wrongful imprisonment. Surely your place is here. You have more important things to do. Fraldrum says, the hell I do.
All right.
Dismisses Orban, who is very upset being dismissed. And she takes the reins from the guard. And tells the guard to make sure they're not disturbed. She looks up at you two and says, surely there's no reason for you to go, looking at you.
You know, I just say that I feel that I must. You know, my honor compels me to see this through.
Sense of duty, I guess. Really.
Sense of duty, yeah. And
Plush turns the corner at the end of this passage that leads out to the further and further courtyards, and approaches and asks what this is about, and Fraldrum says, "You can't take her. She's too weak. A fall, she could lose that arm."
I mean, I try to say I will, I'll be careful. I will not fall. It has to. I don't know how more stubbornly I can say it.
Fraldrum says, "This is nonsense. This is all nonsense." And Plush says, "If you're worried, you should come with us. Certainly, if things go wrong, there is some slight chance that we could make it with the three of us together. But as for Brise, you should be encouraged that the young will risk something for the good of all."
Thank you. Instead of making TikToks all day.
Honestly. Fraldrum asks, "How do you intend on getting her there?" Plush leans in, says, "We'll have a camp outside, out of town. We'll load her on a wagon. Then, using her memory of the place, we will teleport to the prison."
Yeah, does Fraldrum know that Plesh has my memory and
I don't recall.
Well, also, if we step back a bit, we haven't confirmed he copied my identity, right?
Yes.
And we haven't confirmed if that will substitute for me in a teleport.
Right.
At least I have.
But that's,
I don't
it
know if
doesn't
he's
matter.
tried in his spare time because
Right. Well,
I might have to teleport.
That's true.
Which I can manage.
You could teleport yourself there, possibly. I mean, you're in pain, which gives you.
Oh, right, but I can't teleport all the wagon. Okay, it has to be
one of the more powerful casters. It just has to be
copy of my essence.
Right. So,
right. And honestly, that's the other thing. If something does go wrong and Plesh and Farinal perish because of me, it's like, I got to be there too. I'm not going to let more people die.
Fraldrum says, "Pass me the memory of your encampment, and I will take us there, and we shall all go together to the prison." And she takes out, what is that? Is it a crazy wand she has?
It's a good question.
I'll find her.
I get her mixed up with Javik.
Javik is, in her other.
Who has a wand? Yeah, great. Farinar, search Farinar. I have 47 references. When did she use it?
There we go. She takes out her rod. That's twisted black metal with small gems set along the length.
Oh, right.
And so she, the seer murmurs, touches Fraldrum's head.
You mean Faramar?
No, Fraldrum is.
You said Faramar asked.
Oh, excuse me.
You meant to say Fraldrum asked to have the memory.
Sorry.
Well.
Yes. Sorry. Forgive me.
That's what I thought. I thought Faramar already probably had it.
Right.
That's why. Okay.
Right. Sorry. So Fraldrum is going to go. You're going to have these 3 powerful spellcasters at your side. We'll see what happens. She looks at all of you and says, "Are you ready? And are you willing?" All of you nod. Stand close together.
Okay.
There's a flash of light, and you appear in a clearing with a number of goblin men and women, 3 wagons, 2 of which have these heavy cages on them of they're made out of twisted wood, and the wood has been covered with leaves. And inside those cages, each has a single, horse-sized reptile, long-limbed, so it stands at almost as high as a horse. Has a short, powerful crystalline beak, large eyes that narrow toward the front. So it sort of has a scheming kind of look, these lizards do. And there are guards that are set out at the edge of the perimeter. They jump a little bit when you appear. Plush, signals to them, makes his presence known. And you are at the encampment. And I think it's an excellent time for a break.
I think so.
So
things are getting spicy. It's
going to be really crazy here in a minute. It really is. So, guys, we're going to go stretch our legs and grab some water. We hope you do the same. Hang out with us just for a few minutes, and we'll come back. And we're going to see if Verilag gets freed. Crazy.
Yeah.
That we're at this moment. But maybe the biggest Christmas gift we can give Brise is to get rid of Verilag. So bear with us for a few minutes. We'll be right back with you. Welcome back, gang. All right.
We are back and better than ever.
So there's a lot of activity. Fraldrum, looks over things and so on. She's sort of, since obviously she's sort of a third wheel, if you will.
Yeah.
Here, she takes, the place of by your side to make sure you're okay.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't want to stick her spoon in anybody's soup.
Right.
People come up and give Plesh and Faramar updates and so on. You can overhear them talking about if, looking for anything strange. Did anyone come around the encampment at all? And they said, no, it's all been quiet. Nothing happened during the night after apparently Plesh has been teleporting back and forth, getting updates and things. There are a couple of, they must have a couple of apprentices in the works that are there to help also control the creatures and monitor the creatures. Yeah.
I'm starting to realize like apprentices are basically just like interns. You learn these things, and you're going to do these very time-consuming tasks for me. You jangled your internet connection, Kevin.
Well, see, I thought I had, but my connection stayed strong.
Well, you did cut out, and I was still moving. I checked the.
Well, I know it's weird because it's strange. Like my bars didn't drop, and this didn't stop flashing, although it had done so twice before.
It was only like a second, maybe it didn't.
Yeah.
Didn't go on. Maybe Column's trying to stop us again.
I might just need to replace this. Just try a new adapter,
right?
Just to see if it would help at all. I don't know, but anyway.
You.
Oh, you know what? I should hop into the chat just in case we have a new. So there's our typical links posted in the chat, gang.
Yeah.
Faramar glances behind her, make sure that you're taken care of, and people are, the bosses are here now, so things are, a little busier. Camps are, tents are being struck now that they see that they're here, and orders are being shouted, and everyone's making ready. There are big pots of oatmeal and stuff being, scraped and cleaned.
Out of curiosity, are like the people, they just kind of look like normal townsfolk, Obviously, they kind of agreed to be a part of this endeavor, right?
Yeah, it's predominantly
magic or some.
It's predominantly goblins, with the exception of the people around the wagons.
Yeah. Okay.
Roll for me.
93.
So your guess is those people are probably from whatever nation was nearest.
Right.
So that would be Benzabar, is where the nation, which is on the other coast. Mm-hmm. They are they're all mannish. They're darker complected than you are, sort of olive complected, dark haired. There seems to be a tendency for powerful, sort of barrel chested appearance among them. The horses even are a breed you don't recognize. They seem to be more long-bodied, and their coloration is a very light brown, but they have almost tear-like streaks coming down their eyes. In their horsehair. So the guards too seem to be a mix of either goblin or what you can only think is Benzabarian, right? People start taking, customary stations, and other horses are gathered up. Some of the tents are apparently left up, and some of the outer guards do not change position. Messages are runners are sent to them and given instruction and so on, and it makes sense to you because you're like, oh, they're holding this place for you to return to,
right?
Basically. Right. So rope is being used to mark off areas where the wagons are, so that basically people won't wander into those areas where all the wagons are kept, so that you can return without
or they don't get teleported to the volcano.
that too.
Whoops.
So in less than an hour, the whole group is ready to go.
Okay.
So you guys are gestured, or you guys are waved over. Fraldrum helps you, and the metal-eating lizards, watch you both very warily as you approach. They seem sort of accustomed to the people who've been around them, right. But they growl and make this clicking noise in their throat as you approach. Some of the guards poke them with the ends of their spears and are like, be quiet in there.
Right.
Fraldrum says as she approaches with you, she says, they must not care for the taste of those leaves. It must be the only thing holding them in those.
Interesting. Yeah. Once they just break out. Yeah.
As you approach, you can see that they do have heavy ropes around their necks, so that they can be led and guided and so on. Mm-hmm. So Faramar is stands at the head of one wagon, Plesh at the other. The guards, there's basically 4 guards coming with you, one in the front, one in the back. Faramar says to everyone, ready yourselves. And
I'm ready. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty nervous.
This is a huge moment. It really is. It's probably the biggest one we've had. I guess it's equal to when this all began.
Yes.
All of the magic users take out their staff or wand or rod. Oh, I guess you know what? I guess there was no time to get Doshrik because Doshrik was well aware of this plan.
That's right. Yeah, he was kind of still working toward it. Yeah.
Yeah, but they left him. That's
Speaking
fine.
of birds, though, I would have Nalani on my shoulder.
Right. Right.
I'm not leaving her behind.
Yes. Um, so, um, Plush turns to Faramar and says, "Take us there, old friend." And she nods and she says, "Are we all willing?" And there's a murmur of
Yeah.
assent.
Yeah.
And I'm going to actually roll. What if she fumbles and kills you all?
Yeah.
Only way to-
I'm like huge
yeah.
teleport spell.
So there is that flash of light that is whatever lies between the worlds that makes teleport possible. And you appear in that special little corner of Kralum's prison.
Oh wait, I was thinking of where he imprisoned me. But you mean okay? We did appear to.
Yes, sorry, the actual volcanic prison.
Isn't that weird? Crown's prison, not the prison he owns.
Right.
Can you be a prisoner in a prison you own? That's interesting. Sorry. Okay, good. We're here.
Um, um, what to do? I'm trying to. I should have thought a little more about their plan.
Yeah, I have no part to play on this. I'm just a bystander. Brise is praying right now to Oxir and Astalon and heck the dragons if they want.
That's right.
Right now that nothing goes wrong.
Doesn't last that long. You're coming with them was probably always anticipated. So people jump to work very quickly. The two wizards, the four wizards that have accompanied you, and the four apprentices,
Okay.
they go and begin casting spells on the two lizards. You don't know what they are, but that's what they begin doing. Fraudrum leaves you, sort of just standing there up against the wagon and says, "What can I do?" She is told that you should stand ready, just to watch for Verilag,
Right.
and to make, keep Brise hidden. Prepared to cast invisibility on yourself so that we can just get out of here. So that you and Brise can get out of here, because Brise remains the link here. We'll have no way back if Brise dies.
Oh, interesting. Is that right?
Well, apparently, right? I mean, you can't really question them. Their assumption is that if they get caught, they're going to be involved, right? Their backs are going to be turned to Verilag. They assume that if they get caught, they're going to die.
Right.
So they have to have you still alive. they turn to you. They're like, Brise, lead, um, take Fraldrum to within sight of the lectern.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
I will do so.
So she, she helps you walk and so on. There's no sign of it, no sign of Verilag at this, mountaintop, top of the volcano. Kralum is chained and says, "Welcome back," in this deep rumbling voice. And a chill just washes over you. Just the rage that is in that voice. Fraldrum is just caught aback, staring at this enormous football field-sized creature. She said, I couldn't imagine." And you go, I know, and yeah. Kind of pull her away.
She's seen him once, I believe. She came here and she was invisible.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. But I understand as many times as you do.
Right.
Okay.
So find the lectern. Fraldrum says, I suppose we should just find a place to hide. That will give us time to escape. You guys discuss, hey, if I just have to, I can't, in all likelihood, teleport you out of here. You're probably going to have to teleport yourself out of here. Do you feel strong enough to do it? And really, of course, the answer is it doesn't matter, right? I mean, you're going to have to do it.
I say absolutely.
So she tells you just need to be rehearsing that spell in your mind. And if things go wrong, you need to get out of here.
It'd be really nice if I had a teleport spell scroll.
They are easier than spells.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah, they are definitely easier to cast than doing. Of course, that's why they're designed. They're really spells for dummies. Is really what they are.
And
they fumble out.
Breezes.
Yeah,
pretty dumb.
They fumble at a 5 and not a 12. Yeah. So they. So the.
So and remind me again. So Kralum's chains. He has 3 chains, right? 1 on his tail, and then 2 on.
5 chains.
5. Okay. So these lizards.
2 on his main claws.
Right.
1 on his scorpion's tail, and then 2. 1 each on his back legs.
And so these lizards are gonna have to eat through enough to, send. Maybe it's just 2 to send him back. But.
Right. I mean, there's this sort of whole question about what's it going to be enough if we if the lizards bite through 1, these giant lizards sever 1, is it all over and Verilag is warned and appears?
Right.
So
we'll have to see. Yeah.
So you guys settle on a place. There was sort of a little outcropping of rock where you guys teleported to, where you can't really see the thing. So you guys sort of climb atop some of that rock, so you can kind of look down and see the thing. But it's easy enough to duck down. She, Fraldrum clearly begins muttering a spell in preparation. She keeps her rod of twisted metal pointed to lectern.
Right.
Um,
I will do the same with my teleport spell.
just continually focus. So this is a weird thing that I've talked to Josh about it, and I should have come up with something by now.
Kevin,
Which is a problem if you send these lizards out, right, to the manacles to bite them free. When they come free, that part falls free.
Right.
So you can't have the lizards falling into the lava.
Right. They need to have them suspended somehow with levitate. I thought they might even just move them, levitate, them accordingly.
Yeah.
Or,
it's hard to coordinate that because see, if you give when you have levitate, you command the levitate to go up and down.
Right, not another person. Yeah.
Right. Well, you could give it to another person. I don't forget if your spell works specifically like that. I know a wizard spell does, but they have to be intelligent.
Right. And they have to do it themselves. Yeah.
Right, and these creatures can't. So the best possibility I can think of.
I have a suggestion, but I don't know if it fits in the rules of the universe. But
what's that?
Obviously, they can't do this, right? Else they would have done is to copy the creatures, right? They could have.
I see. Well, that I mean,
maybe if you only create one copy, right? So then I get 4. The limitation is only 1 copy.
Yeah, there's no magics in Rollmaster capable of copying a creature of this power.
Yeah, or like summoning I don't know. I can remember there's a terminology for it, fantasy, just like to create that creature again out of something else. I guess it would be illusory. I don't know. But, yeah.
So they pull out from beside the wagons. They pull out basically long metal poles with they're sort of like a ladder, if you will. But instead of the rungs, you have the metal rails of a ladder going up and down. But instead of having rungs, you have chains. And so the guards get to assembling these things, and they have a form of brace on them such that you can lower them down, and the braces will rest against the lower part of the rock headed toward the lava.
Wow.
Okay.
Engineering marvel.
Well, this has all had to be thought through.
Right, in a few weeks.
Right.
Very.
So then there are chains that come off each rail, and they hammer those into the ground further back. And so now you could sort of climb out.
Right.
So you're sort of glancing back and forth down below what they're doing to the lectern. So and back down to what they're doing.
Right. Whew. Hey, Arpen. Wow, you arrived at the perfect time.
Yeah, we are. We are at the first attempt to free Kralum from his prison. They found these crystal-beaked lizards that are from a very distant land. Man, it takes probably a month to get there.
Right.
They are building a sort of metal scaffolding for these creatures to walk out on while being, sort of controlled by magic. They're going to guide these lizards, these horse-sized lizards, to walk out there and bite through the chains. There is a discussion down below and about the order of the chains to break such that you don't just drop Kralum into the lava while you're working on the last of the chains.
No, definitely alert Verlag. Yeah.
Or just kill Kralum, which is kind of okay too. But obviously he's going to resist if that's the case.
Mm-hmm.
So, tail first. Oh, I see. They can leave him suspended by 2, opposite each other. And then they're going to have to bite those separately. So the tail has to be first.
Also, I'm no physicist, but maybe destroying 2 of them or 3 of them, the motion of his body might break the other 2. I don't know.
Right. I mean, it's all possible. There's no way to know his own strength.
Yeah, I don't know where calculus is developed at this point in time.
Exactly.
As Isaac Newton, the wizard Isaac Newton, been done his equations yet.
So one scaffolding, metal scaffolding, is assembled and then swung around to between the tail and his back leg. So really they could, yes. And then the other is set by his nearest claw. So essentially they're going to free his tail and his back leg on the far side of where you're standing. They're going to free the claw here. That will leave him one major claw and one of his back legs holding him even.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're going to have to try to sever those. They have to unpry the scaffolding, move the scaffolding, and then try to sever these simultaneously.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And again,
all
hopefully
the while, they can't lose one of the lizards.
Right. Right.
There's also a discussion about whether Plesh should use the best of his magic to try to conceal the entire group from detection. But it's going to be such a powerful spell to cast here at the prison, it itself could be detected.
Right. And I think Veralag's a little smarter than that.
They consult Kralum about that. He says it would be suicide. It may still be suicide, which he tried to explain to you that this whole attempt could be suicide.
Mm-hmm.
Even casting the magic to control the creatures may set off alarms. Right. So
I'm starting to see why this plan was why this plan. I'm like, oh, that sounds like a good idea. And now I'm like, I don't know. It's a lot that needs.
When the nuts and bolts of it
right
are more complex than just they bite through.
Right, and it shows how crafty Verlag is too. She probably thought through all this too. If they could break a chain, how would they do that same thing to all 5 simultaneously?
So what you notice is that there's that Plesh and Farmar stay beside the younger wizards. Mm-hmm. And they are basically like security for them. They're watching for the return of Verlag, and the young wizards are going to do the work of controlling the animals and severing the bonds.
Right.
But Farmar and Plesh are on full alert. I mean, they're watching everything. Sometimes you'll see one point to something like possible movement or something. The other will look engage it, maybe take a few steps forward and shake his or her head, and I mean, they're watching everything.
Man. I should also remember that I was told by Fraldrum, right, that if I do have to confront Verilag, I should try to call upon the power of the spirits that imprisoned her.
Yes.
Probably a good time to remember that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and it's, I mean, yeah, the question, yeah, I don't know. Do you prepare for that? Is there a way to, I mean, surely you would be sitting there wondering, is there a way that I could do that now is there a way that would ensure safety, that would ensure success?
Right. I just don't know. Yeah. But that's my intent. I'm preparing I guess no, not because I'm preparing the teleport to get out of there, right? But I could also be trying to.
Well, I mean, because it takes so much concentration, you have to choose.
Yeah. You know what? Let's go all in, and let's try to instead, focus on calling upon them when the time comes. I don't want to. Right. Well, I guess I don't know how that consists of. Is not just not focus on teleporting, just watch for Verilag.
Well, and I mean, do you focus inwardly and try to reach that part of you that is them?
I don't know. That's risky because it's also a part of her, right? Is that like reaching out to Verilag?
Well, but you're a part of her.
Right. Too,
so
yeah.
I don't know, but I mean, if you just want to sit back and be ready to try to sum it up.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the best way to describe it. I want to be ready to try to call upon these spirits.
Right. And here we're referring to, guys, the villagers who, people of all walks of life who gave their lives to give spiritual energy to the prison that traps not Kralum, but traps Verilag in a lake somewhere in northern Alamar. Northern Theaxia, the Manish nation. And Fraldrum suspects that part of those people, of the spirits of those people, should reside in Brise herself, and that they could be called upon if at great moments of danger, particularly involving Verilag.
And specifically to restrain Verilag was the word she used too.
Right. So maybe kind of like a spell, what you do is maybe you visualize them standing around that lectern, right? Containing her. Maybe you just sort of draw on that image, thinking about those individual spirits that you can recall. And, roll for me.
5.
And you don't feel like anything's happening internally, but you're like, it's all I can do, right? I mean,
I feel like this is all hogwash.
It's Hogwarts. So
that's where I didn't go to school.
That's right. The far scaffold is in place. The lizard is being led by the rope. He's clearly walking very peacefully. Some minutes later, the second scaffolding is complete.
Here we go.
Both lizards are in place at the foot of the scaffolding.
Right.
And they are now making their way across. They seem unbothered by the heat and fume. that rises from the volcano. And they reach the manacles,
Mm-hmm.
one at the tail, one at the claw.
Mm-hmm. Sweating bullets here. Oh no, Kevin. Okay, you're back.
Did I freeze?
Internet just for a moment. I'm like, not now. Not like this. Oh, you're frozen again. You bastard. You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? No way. Come back to us. Kevin, no. Oh my God. Well, in Kevin's place, I'm going to say everything's successful. And Kralum falls into the volcano.
Falls to death.
That's right.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm gonna have to try another adapter. I'm just gonna have to buy another one. Because I wasn't moving and it happened. So
yeah, I was like, I was saying while you're frozen, I'm like, you're doing this on purpose, bastard.
I know, right?
Drawing out the moment.
From your vantage point, looking out now, not directly down behind you, but now across to your right, you watch. You can't really see the far lizard in its progress. The bulk of Crown's body kind of blocks you. The angle's bad. But here, on the nearest one, you see that beak go through 6-inch thick mithril like butter.
Huh. Wow.
It severs it, no problem.
Woo. Well,
you sort of gasp and you say, they're through one of the manacles. Mm-hmm. And Fraldrum says, then prepare yourself. Okay. This is when she would come. Everyone apparently is prepared. I mean, even the wizards controlling, they turn toward the podium as well, the lectern and the podium. And there's just this long wait. And nothing happens.
Oh my gosh, no way. Wow.
Kralum's voice says, they're through on the other side as well. My tail is free.
Okay.
Kralum says, let them crawl across my body to reach the others. I hear you, Obi-Wan. I hear you. Meanwhile, you can move the scaffolds. So there's the hammering again to remove the pythons, and that takes a long time. The lizards climb upon his body. The nearest scaffolding is free without incident and is moved. Oh, second one too. The far one moves to between his remaining claw and the back leg.
It's like watching like an operation.
It really is.
Scalpel.
Exactly. Lizard.
Scalpel remover.
That's right.
Oh my gosh.
Whew. The scaffold, the more distant scaffold, there's not a great way to secure it. It feels wobbly. Decision is made to go ahead. If the creature perishes, the creature perishes. There's simply no other way to do it. The the nearest scaffolding gets secured. The furthest lizard then moves down to the back.
Kevin, if we're successful with this, there's a whole pile of treasure you're gonna need to roll up, like a mound of treasure. You realize?
I've got it started.
I just remembered that. There's gonna be like 7 null carts in there.
That's right. That's if anyone's new to the stream, we use Nalcarth. That's our version of Mississippi. 7 Nalcarths, 8 Nalcarths, 9. No, you can watch previous streams and learn about Nalcarths. Life and death, unfortunately.
Yeah, this is a weird first stream to tune into. Yeah,
it is. It is.
Okay.
The farthest lizard, there's a sense that he's being difficult to control, that the control is not working as well. It's moving sort of in fits and then moving back up Kralum's body. There's some mention of cold, and you're wondering if it's the actual cold of Kralum's body. He is an ice demon, and if that is disturbing the creature so much that he's breaking through the control.
Wow.
The decision is that Faramar is going to have to step off, watch, and maybe try to use their own version of control to control his own version, or her own version, to control the animal.
Right.
You hear Fraudrum mutter, "The longer this takes, the more we risk."
Right.
They proceed with the nearest of the lizards, who crawls down the body onto the scaffolding and begins working on that set of back legs. The angle is difficult. The creature can only take very small bites. They don't have the broad arms to work from exactly like it's a smaller clamp. It's tighter. The scaffolding is not ideally positioned. But there's no question that the material is giving way. Faramar casts apparently what is her control animal spell. And you see the animal snap to. The apprentice then takes the role of protecting, turns, and with his or her wand, we didn't really roll up the races or genders of these individuals. That person
stop what's going on and do that right now.
That's right. I should have probably had it done before.
I'm sure everyone would like that. It's okay.
That person has a wand and is now watching, scanning. You hear Plash calling out instructions to the apprentice. Watch for blurred lines. Watch for shimmering. She could be among us now. She could be one of us now. Continue watching.
Oh my
Watch.
God, don't say that. Oh,
Watch for someone's behavior to change. I mean, just really, you know, coaching this apprentice.
right.
So, Farmar's lizard. Two or three bites, and it's almost free. They have it stop. Tail free. No, wait, they got to do the.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. So tail, back leg.
Back leg.
Now they're doing the foreclaws, what they're working on.
Yeah.
So that he'll then be suspended by back leg and foreclaw.
Right.
So that's what's happening right now.
So, right, once they free these, we're kind of done. No, there's one foreclaw left.
They're working on the foreclaw, right now.
Yes.
When he's fighting through, yeah, and the repositioning.
There is a great moaning from all around. You can tell that it's, I mean, there is no source of the noise. It is all creation. There's no direction. And Kralum cries out, "You've damaged them enough."
Wow.
The banishing is occurring.
Oh my gosh. Woo.
There is just a sense that everyone feels. You can just tell they just react. They don't know what to do. It's not a sense they've ever felt of rejection, of opposition, of fundamental adamance.
Right.
And there is a searing purple light that emits from the core of Kralum. It is both irresistible to look at and too bright to look at. It grows from him. And he cries out, "I'm free. I am free. My icy realm embraces me." And there, that light grows and is gone. And Kralum is gone.
Whoa. Whoa. Whew.
The chains and mounts are gone.
Mm.
You feel this freedom in you, and you clutch onto the rock,
Mm.
and hundreds of spirits pour from you.
Oh.
And in the center of them is a woman you have not seen before. screaming, being held in chains. She too is a spirit. And she leaves you being pulled by these other spirits and flies to the west. And you feel a strange but familiar emptiness. And then you feel like your old self more so than you have in many months.
Wow.
And that is the re-imprisonment of Verilag.
There we go. Long chapter.
Unbelievable.
Really come to a close. I'm at a loss for words. That was wow. That was incredible.
Wow. That's interesting. It's something I've thought about because I didn't know necessarily. I've known for, good Lord, months. I knew that the plan, barring accident or interference, would succeed. I knew that because I'd rolled that up, right? Now, those lizards could have slipped off. The lizards could have broken control, things like that. But there was nothing wrong with the plan, theoretically.
Right.
But so I've debated then, like, okay, so if it comes to an end, how do I prevent people from accidentally coming across this and watching this as the first one? You know? And so I guess something like, you know, I guess we'll just have to put titles and warnings and something like that.
Yeah. No, I mean, definitely calling this, you know, finale of this arc. You know, that kind of verbiage will probably.
Right. The Verilag saga concluded.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So I don't think there's any reason to try to do more on the stream. I mean, we can say
I think we should play for another 2 hours. You know?
I mean, why not, right? I mean, you deserve it. I mean,
I just like my shoulder, right? Still broken. I jump. Yeah. Oh,
that's right.
Can't really party.
That's right.
But yeah, no, I think that is a perfect, never a more perfect place to end a session of Karandrin.
Yes. So there we are, guys. The end of the Verilag saga until Brise goes to revisit her lake prison and makes the same mistake and starts all this stuff over again.
Now I know. And spirits tell me not to take a step, then not to do the next thing.
So, guys, well, thank you so much for sticking with us. This ended a little sooner than I thought it would, but we're definitely here. I hope you found it as satisfying to watch as we did to play. But there will certainly be more. We're going to do at least 2 more streams. We'll do 1 more stream this week, in fact. We'll be back to our regular Thursday schedule. But thanks for everything. Thanks for your comments. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you want to send us a little money, you can always do that at donorbox.org. Keep us streaming. And I'm going to need a little money to replace this stupid internet thing. But if you want to see more of Max, and I couldn't blame you for that, then you can go to his YouTube channel. You'll see it there. Where
got some new videos.
Oh, there you go.
Videos up.
That's nice. Very good, man. So yeah, go check out his channel. You see it right there where he discusses video game music and the arrangements of video game original soundtracks. Thanks as always to Elliot Dunovitz for Brise's character art. If you want to see more of their work, you can go to artstation.com/Tortolua. And I've written a book that I'm pretty happy with. Would make a lovely Christmas gift to people who like fantasy and people who just like to be irritated by fantasy because you don't understand the reading taste. But thanks for everything, everybody. It's been a hell of a line of stories. Max, say some parting words for on behalf of dear Brise.
I've thank you everybody for staying with us for these many episodes, and I'm really surprised I didn't use a miracle roll this session.
I
No
know,
drum
right?
roll needed. But yeah, no, absolutely. We will be back in just a few days, though, with to see more about the aftermath. What happens next. So.
There you go. Well, all right. We will see you guys this Thursday for episode 73. Thanks for everything, and we will see you soon.